Hi everyone, and welcome back to our crafting series. In this episode, we'll be going through how to do the drag and drop functionality for our crafting menu. So this is be going over the drag and drop operations. If you've never seen anything like this before, this would be a great way to learn how drag and drop actually works, as we're going to go into those finer details there. So let's jump in and take a look at how we get this started. Okay, so where we left off, we were creating our menu. We hit the 1 key and we can see our inventory on the left and our crafting menu system on the right here. But obviously I want to be able to move my mouse around and click and drag things. So first things first, we have to enable mouse input to allow us to do that. So we're going to go ahead and go into our UI and go into the crafting menu user interface. On the graph of this, we're going to go to the construct. I'm going to get the controller, the player controller specifically, and set the input mode to game and UI. And this is something you want to kind of do for any sort of menu types interaction you do during a game. Pretty common, you want to do these set things. You want to do the game and UI. You want to set show mouse cursor to true. And finally, you also want to disable input on your player character. So we get player character, and we do disable input, like that. Plug it in the player controller, obviously, as well, like that. That way, the character won't move around and all that when we're trying to move our mouse and things like that. So that should handle all that sort of things. But these three things are pretty typical what you'll see at the start of a menu construct. And when you remove it, the menu, you kind of want to do the inverse of all these things. So we can actually do that here. Let's move this up a little bit. And we're going to create a, not custom event, sorry, a destruct event. So this is like the opposite of construct. It will just fire off when it's been removed. We take the player controller, set input mode back to game only, and I'm going to set show mouse cursor to false. It's just the opposite of what you're doing basically. And then rather than disable input, I want to enable input. So we'll copy those guys, enable input, and player controller. So the thing probably that may need explaining here is this point of using game and UI. The reason why I'm using game and UI is because I still want to have inputs being sent to the player controller as well as the user interface. So I can do things like toggles and things like that. That would be related to the player controller, obviously, because we're disabling the input on the player character. So at the moment, I think we're doing it on the player character. It's 1 key, yeah. So this wouldn't work to disable it. I would need to hide it again by calling it on, say, the player controller instead. Because if I go to where we're doing a show crafting menu, this needs to get called, as you can see, it toggles between the two, called outside the player control character. So there might be a good point to do that now. So let's just do that now. Go into the controller, and again I'll just do debug key for now, but it could be any key input you want to do. And for this, I want to get the inventory. So I get the player character, get component by class, search for the inventory component, and then call show crafting menu. So that is doing exactly the same as this. It's just now it'll work with the menu off and on. So to test that theory out, I go into my menu, hit 1, hit 1 again, and we're good. And I can't move anything, but I can still close it. So now we've got the mouse visible, we can do clicking for drag and dropping. So let's go back to our crafting UI screen. And in here, we need a few things. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create the drag and drop operation. So you go to blueprint class and you search for here drag and drop, or not, and it's just drag drop operation. There we go. And we'll set that. DD crafting, we'll call this one. So what do these operations do? So when we trigger the drag and drop operation, we can actually pass things like, or any information we want, really. You can pass over any variables we like, however you want to do it. By default, these things have payloads, which you can see here on the right-hand side. Got payload. The payload is just an asset, just an object you want to send across. In this case, we're sending over more than just an asset. We're not just saying, here's a data asset, or here's I don't know, a mesh or something. We're actually sending over multiple pieces of data. We're sending over the data asset plus how many of that item we want to use. Actually, no, we don't. We only need to show one, I guess. So we could use a payload. We'll show in both, but you could just do payload in this case. There is a visual, which we can create and assign, which we'll do outside of here. And then we can change the pivot as well. So this center means that it will attach the image to the center where the mouse is. You'll see what I mean in a minute. But yeah, over here on the left-hand side, functions-wise, you've got different functions to manage what happens when you drop it, when you drag it, and when you cancel the drag. So you want to snap something back to how it was, or respond back to something. You can handle that through these functions here. But for now, I'll leave this alone. We'll come back to that in a minute. And I then want to go to my inventory slot widget. So I still want to keep the functionality as a button, because later on I want to do things like gamepad inputs, and it works easier with buttons. But the problem we have with that is that I need it to override the mouse button down to do detective drag, because detect drag if pressed, requires a pointer event, which you can only get from mouse overrides. So the way you get around that, to allow the button to still work as a button, but also allow it to do things like this, rather than using on mouse button down, we go down to on preview mouse button down. Okay. And the reason why it's different is because it's basically a tunneling effect rather than a bubbling effect. So bubbling means things will bubble up until it gets popped by another function or override or something. Whereas tunneling doesn't do that. It passes it right through, and which is what this is doing. So in here, I'm going to do detect drag if pressed. And we're going to choose our drag input here as left mouse button. And make sure I plug our return value into return value here. Okay, so that's going to work there. The other thing then we need to do is go to functions, override, and do on drag detected. So that event that we've done on preview mouse button down will trigger this event. This function rather. And in here, we need to create the drag and drop operation and pass it through. So we're going to drag out from here, create drag drop operation. And in here, we're going to choose our one, DD crafting, and pass that through. Now, we need to know what we want to pass through. In this case, it'll be the item. So I'll drag out the item as the payload. And then we've got the default drag visual. So this is the thing we're going to see as we're dragging it around and moving it around on our asset here. So I'm going to go to my content drawer and quickly make one. I'm going to go to user interface. Oh. And create a new one. Drag image. And in here, we'll do something very similar to what we've got on the inventory slot, where we've got this image being used. So I'm just going to copy that image and paste that on here. Oh, it didn't do it. Hang on. Let's copy that brush there. Keep doing that. Never mind. There we go. Desired on screen. Okay, but we'll make it stand out a little bit more. I'm going to make it draw as rounded box and make it a little bit bigger. Let's do 80 by 80. There you go, a little bit different. Let's give it an outline. Why the hell not? There we go. One drag drop image. So this one needs to know what item we're dragging and dropping. So this will need to know the DA item. We made it editable and exposed on spawn. Compile, save. And then on pre-construct, I'm going to drag out my image widget here and set brush from texture. And we're going to get that texture from the item. Get icon and plug that in. Okay. Right, now that's in there. We're going to go back to our inventory slot. And before we do the create drag and drop operation, we're going to do create widget. Choose the drag image. Put in the item. And the return value here will be the default drag visual. We're going to plug that into there. Hit compile and save that. So I hit play now. Go into the menu. I can click and drag on this and we can see that being dragged around. So now we've got drag and drop. So that's the drag part. We now need to do the drop part. So we'll do that in the next part. So that is dragging. The next part of that is dropping. We're going to do that in the next episode over on patreon.com/Ryan Laley. We can find that next episode right now from as little as $1 a month. Or you just wait till next week and see the next video coming out right there and then. Massive thank you to all our Patreon supporters and YouTube members for their continued support in the channel. If you haven't yet hit subscribe, hit that subscribe button. It really does help out a lot. So please do. Massive thank you to everyone supporting us already. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.